Okay, RC again. It's turn 15, July 43. I'm just going to do a quick rundown. Did a separate thing with the rolling. I covered most of the rolling. Missed a couple minor things, but all the major ones got covered, and that's a supplemental if you guys feel like you need to watch that. Alright, so what had all happened here? So, like every other turn, I left my little orange markers to show where battles were. The Germans came in here and took this over. They were successful, and that's basically the only conquest the Germans had. They did reinforce all their fighters up to here, and they finished a battleship, 2 battle cruisers, and I missed this. They also had 3 destroyers they were building, so they have also been placed up there as well when I was doing that side video there. So that's what's going on there. Spain is finally finished. There was a major battle here, and then I just threw everybody into the pile in the middle here, and I'll figure out where to. I haven't taken time to look at the rules to see what I'm supposed to do with those units before the next turn starts, so we'll figure that out. Vichy had a navy over here. They've moved it down to here. Out of prudence, they've left their dudes on the ground in case they'd lose their transport for some unknown reason. As a result of Vichy coming this way, I guess the French decided to go this way, and they took this dollar from Vichy. So now there's $3 here that's available to the French here. So we'll see what happens with that. The French do have a distinct advantage in this Free France versus Vichy. It's not very balanced since Vichy only gets a recruitment roll for these two. Vichy doesn't have any income, so it can't buy any units. It can't build a colonial anywhere or any of that stuff, or militia, and as a result, Free France does definitely have a serious advantage. So we'll see what happens with that. So far, it's been interesting. Alright, so what all happened here with Gibraltar? Just like last turn, the Italians owned it at the start. Then the Brits came in and took it over. They only had 1 unit here, but the Italians just couldn't seem to get a hit and ended up losing half their units trying to take over 1 British unit. And this is the end result. Here we did have a different thing going on, since the Italians also came in here and annihilated the small British fleet. So they lost a light carrier, a battleship, I think a cruiser, destroyer, a fighter, or I believe it was a fighter on the attack. They had about half the ships that the Italians had, so the Italians took some losses as well, but overall they had more units fighting, and they're coming out ahead. So that's what happened there. The Italian convoy was a complete bust. Nobody hit anything, including the anti-submarine warfare defense. And that is pretty much it. The British did build up. They finished the rail here, so they managed to rail a unit up here. They built a colonial, a bunch of other stuff. They've been busy in there. They built a tank down here this turn. Britain built a few tanks and whatnot. Germany also built, I believe, besides those tanks, they built, I think, a stack of 4. Besides that Navy, they built 4 tanks and 5 advanced mechs, so we'll see what happens with that. I keep forgetting to build those Panzer Grenadiers, because I can build 2 of them a turn and they blitz by themselves, but I just keep forgetting, so we'll play it by ear here. Alright, so the Japanese, they attempted to attack the American sub that was here, and failed to hit it, so it's submerged. Then on the American turn, it moved over to here and convoyed, and failed to take any money. These 2 came in here. They also failed to take any money. I had some bad convoy rolling, but the British did take this one here for $5 off the Japanese. That's already been removed from their income. And Japan did this crazy thing where they launched 17 land units from here and gathered around and attacked Calcutta and failed. So Calcutta did build an artillery, a Gurkha, and a colonial, and they've reinforced a few units into there. And they have the potential next turn maybe to take out Siam if they want to lose this stuff. That was a brutal one. The defense had a couple good rolls early and got lots of hits, and the attackers had a couple bad rolls early and didn't take any hits. This fleet, as a result of that, has lost its 2 fighters, so it's only got those. The Australians have moved their fleet forward from down here up into here and taken this from the Japanese, the Dutch New Guinea here. And the Americans move forward from the Marshall Islands 1 space into, can't remember if this is, no, that's Palau, Caroline Islands, yep. So they've moved forward into there as well. So we'll see what happens. Overall, not too many major things have happened. The Russians decided not to start any new attacks this turn. They've just kind of built some more reinforcement to their units. They've got quite the stack of tanks and Katyushkas and advanced mechs that are building up around Moscow area and Stalingrad. And they've reinforced this a little bit here. So we'll see what happens next turn. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I had some technologies move forward, but I cannot, off the top of my head, recall which ones they are. So I'm just going to run through what's completed here. I don't believe there was any change in advanced artillery, advanced mechs either. Heavy armor, I believe somebody moved forward in that, maybe the Germans. Jet fighters are established for the Americans. Nobody else is close yet. Heavy bombers, these have been slowly being worked on by the Russians and the Americans for their bonus points. All of the Axis have long-range aircraft, along with the British and the Russians. Its advanced anti-submarine warfare has been crushing the convoys and working very well, along with this radar that everybody seems to be working on. The Americans have successfully completed strategic rockets. Wartime economy, all the Axis and the Russians have it. The Allies have been just failing their roles in that like crazy. Improved factories, Germany's moving up along with France, but France doesn't have tech anymore. Improved construction, this one's the star of the show. Every nation that can roll for technology has it except for France. Heavy battleships, the Japanese got them, the Americans are working on them. Attack transports, we've got Germany and Japan along with the British and the Americans working it up. All right. So, all right, the Dutch are up at 1. France moved up to 2, bringing Vichy down from 6 to 5. Italy and Australia are tied at 8. FEC's at 12 still. The British are at 28. Japan is at 43. Germany's up to 50. The thing they took this turn was worth no money, but it is a place that somebody could have landed units on the continent without a fight. Russia's unchanged at 59, and the Americans did take this Caroline Islands away, but it's not worth anything, so they're still stuck at 64. And we'll see what goes on here. There's not too much money extra going to these guys, but the Japanese and the Germans with their bonuses and their wartime income are pretty darn close to here and pushing up on the 76 that the Americans get with their bonus. So it's quite interesting. We'll see. Nobody's completely out of this yet. It is anybody's game as of now. There's a few areas where somebody's coming up ahead, but for the most part, I think everybody's good. So next turn will be January 44, turn number 16. So we're moving on to that one. You guys hopefully you're enjoying this and have fun.